EPF, or the Employee Provident Fund contributions, you have a clarification that was issued by the government to say that you can choose to limit your contributions to the scheme to the extent of 12% of 15,000 rupees, which is the current wage ceiling, right? That wage ceiling can change in the future, but it says that you can limit it to 12%. So at this juncture, that number stands at 1,800 rupees, which means that your contribution can be brought down to that level. The employer would match that.
So 3,600 in all.
3,600 in all.
Which anyway eventually is part of your CTC, right?
Which is part of, yeah.
So you can reduce the element which is part of your CTC that goes on PF to 3,600 technically.
Yes, and what happens to the rest is that it actually comes in hand. Now, here's the thing. In the new tax regime, your contribution to the Employee Provident Fund is taxed. The employer's contribution to the Provident Fund is not taxed. So incrementally, you might be paying a little bit more tax on the margin, but the advantage of that is that you have more access to money. So 3 scenarios that I see, and all of them are actually positive. If more people choose to go to their employers and say, I want to limit my contribution to the Provident Fund to 1,800, 3 things can occur. 1, people will spend more, in which case consumption goes up. That's positive. Number 2, you can invest it either in mutual funds or directly into the stock market, in which case flows into the Indian equity market are higher. Third scenario, you can ask your employer to actually move that to the national pension scheme, because even under the new tax regime, if your employer contributes on your behalf, that becomes non-taxable. So you can say, bring down my contribution to 1,800 and put the amount that I was contributing into the NPS, which is also going into the equity markets and fixed income, which is positive. So all told, I think it's a positive move.
Yeah, and not a problem for the employer, except for maybe some compliance headache initially, if at all.
Yeah, a lot of people would say, look, people are very attached to the Employee Provident Fund because it's, let's face it, it's a great product. For the most part, it has allowed people to have that exempt status. To a certain extent, that exempt status exists because your employer's contribution is still zero. But having said that, there are still better products out there. Equity for the long term has been proven to be the best asset class to invest in. So therefore, if you're building a nest egg and if you have the option to remove it and to put it into a long-term equity product, if you have the risk appetite to do so,